waiting for to truly release and become who you want to be. So many of us are stuck in what I call the holding pattern. We're waiting for something to happen or for us to receive, whether it be, promotion at work, or when I get this much money in the bank, or I've got to give everything up until I get somewhere else. Then I can become who I want to become. Then it'll naturally happen. I'll just step into because I'm missing that one nugget. When that happens, I'll be who I need to be. The problem with that is we can waste a lot of years trying to amass and to look for external cues to say, okay, well, now I'm somebody. Now I can I can enjoy a little bit more. But when we're waiting and in that holding pattern of appreciating who we are, what we want to create for ourselves, we risk losing a lot of years that without us even having true awareness of, start to chip away at what our dreams were, of who we thought we were going to be, of who we had these dreams of really passionately speaking what we had to speak or being who we wanted to be. And we start to look at external cues to be like, was it okay if I do that? Is it okay if I say this? Maybe I just won't do anything. Maybe I'll wait and see. And this wait and see idea of living our lives, please, from my own experience, it can rob you of years of truly stepping into a life that you love, of doing things that you love, of believing you can. And the more we release our own power of understanding and tapping into who we are and what we would love, and rely on other people or other circumstances to give us permission, the more we allow what we would love, our essence, to slip away from us. This holding pattern of looking to the outside to see what is acceptable, what is permissible, it can really damage what our own message is, what our own living principles of how we truly want to express and show ourselves. Each of us is uniquely gifted with our own character and characteristics. How those are developed are definitely influenced by our external circumstances. And that is why I'm so passionate to truly support and guide people to understand that we have to look within to fill our own cup in order to share with other people and to share authentically. My mother, for years and years when I was a child, used to drive me nuts, but she would always say, Sarah, don't expect others to love you until you can love yourself. And it really is so many years later where I'm truly, it's landed to me what that means. It means that when we love ourselves, when we love who we are, who we're showing up as, who we are authentically living as, in how we perceive we want to be, not because it's socially acceptable and the latest fad on TikTok, or however people that we look up to are showing, when we compare ourselves and we start to have this less than idea. It's like, well, they have all this, so when I have that, then I can become who I'm meant to be. I'll have the inner strength automatically. But it doesn't. It actually can erode your belief in yourself when you're constantly waiting to show up 100%. It starts to, you start to almost like a veil go over what you believe and what even memories of what your dreams were. We kind of put them in a holding and we say, okay, well, I'm going to put those to the side and I'm going to focus. I did it for years in my career. I said, well, I have all these dreams, but just to get through, just to survive right now, this is what I have to do. And 1 year became two, and two became five, and five became 10, to a point where I woke up and I was like, who am I? Like, I had lost connection with all the passion and zest of who I was, of who my true being was, to share with people, to uplift people. It was more of just like, okay, I can't let anybody see how I've given up, and I'm just like, I'm just playing ping pong in my own game of like, okay, I'll get through today and maybe tomorrow will be better. And not understanding that when we allow external circumstances or people or ideas to overpower our own voice, our own inner knowing, we really, really can risk the chance of losing that connection to the voice. And I don't want to say losing because it's always going to be there. What is inside of you never, ever leaves you. It never gives up on you. It's just the whisper gets quieter and quieter because we've trained ourselves to not listen to it. We start thinking that that voice, our true voice, is actually the false voice. And yet, what I would call the negotiator mind, the mind that tells you, no, 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 you just have to do this first and then you'll be happy. And if you have this promotion, that will make you successful. That will make you worthy of the dreams you have. But you're born worthy. You're born with the right and the ability and honestly everything you need to flourish in your life, in your love, in your relationships, in your jobs. Everything comes from within first. And so this idea of waiting until everything is aligned to be allowed and to give ourselves permission to tap into that is highly risky. And so I would welcome you to take a moment, however that looks for you. I mean, when it was for me, a lot of it started like with a bath. I would be one of the few times I'd be like, okay, I'm going to take a bath. I'd put on some nice music, and I would say, just allow yourselves to be quiet. I used to, it was more defensive back then. It was like, I just got to shut everything out. And now I've learned that it's really about allowing my own space to hear what am I feeling, what am I being directed to, what do I know within that I don't need permission from other people to be. Everybody's on their own journey, everybody has their own message, everybody has their own way of living that message. And where we can fall into the most trouble is when we start to leave from our authentic path, our authentic voice, our authentic knowing from within as to what is right for us. And we don't need external cues or accolades to be what makes us who we are. We are born who we are, and some of us have paths that are much harder to traverse, and others have just, put others first. But until we fill our own cup, until we truly stand in our own right to know who we are, it's very hard for us to authentically be there for other people without losing our own sense of our essence of who we want to be, of who we are. And so I would welcome you to, whether it be a walk in nature, whether it be a bath, whether it be soothing music, but a space for you to truly allow yourself to feel and to tap back into your own inner voice, your own knowing of what and who you are meant to be, and trusting that a little bit. We When we allow our own value of ourselves to be contingent on what other people are telling us, we run the risk of losing that beautiful, beautiful verse that is your own unique verse to bring to this universe, to bring to this world, to bring to the people in your life that you will touch, whether it be in your immediate circle or whether it be other people down the road. You know, it is it is a great strength, it is a great power, it is a great gift we give ourselves to say, let me have my space. Let me tap back into who I need and want to be more so than need, and stop waiting for external circumstances to be what allows us to live those dreams, to share the message that we have in our way, in our voice, with our words, with our actions, with our love. And I hope this I hope this connects with you. If anybody needs to hear this, as I said, these messages are really about sharing partially my own journey of struggles that I've gone through as I had lost my voice and been that shell of a person, to stepping back into living in the now of the small moments of knowing that even if other people don't see what I see, that I trust myself, that I know what I'm meant to be, I will understand. And as long as that I fill myself up first and trust that and learn to grow that muscle and that strength within myself to not be waiting for someone else to give me permission to live my life, then the rest really starts to fall into place a little bit more. So I hope this finds you and I hope you appreciate it. And I would love to hear your comments if you agree, or maybe tips or tricks that you've learned of how to truly connect to yourself and stop waiting and get yourself out of that holding pattern. I know you can do it, launcher, and I know that you are made for more.